Hi, thanks for tuning in. My name is Elaine Davis and I am your Get the Girl coach. And if you are not already signed up, please go right now, real quick, just put in your name, your first name and your email, getthegirlofyourdreams.com, and I promise you it's going to be fun. I do lots of content and I teach guys. I'm a nationally touring stand-up comedian on top of being a motivational speaker, author, coach. So I love helping guys with their presentation, their conversation skills, how to find their funny, and how to get a little bit of an edge if you're too nice. And because we've all had that issue too. So, but one of the things I want to talk about today, I started online dating recently, partly to do research for my private clients, and partly to do research for, I have a couple of female clients, and partly just to see what's out there because, I was kind of in a long-term relationship for a while, and then I was single, and I just thought, you know what, let me just be out there as I am a professional and as a single cougar, even though I usually date guys older than me. But one of the things I want to share about today is what not to do. And I have to say, as I have matured, I have gotten pickier and pickier. When I was younger, I used to be like, well, I saw this red flag or I saw this red flag, but, I can make this work. And there's nothing wrong with that because sometimes you have great relationships starting from that place. But I have to say, as I consider myself a quality woman, I'm not perfect, but I've worked very hard on my outside appearance and my inside work, and I'm always evolving and pushing myself, and I have finally come to a place where I would rather actually be single and choosy than feel like my time is being wasted or not valued. So that being said, I am definitely, and I'm a little bit hesitant to be this vulnerable, but what the heck, I am more discerning than I used to be, and so it's been interesting to be out there in the dating scene again. So I was in this dialogue with a guy who approached me on my profile. I won't say the name of the site, but he approached me and he said, hey, and it seemed kind of fun, and I looked at his pictures, and he was not super attractive to me, but he had kind of a spark, and I thought, he had the ways to approach me, so we emailed back and forth, and this went on for like a week, and it was just very casual, quick kind of things, and then I think we had a couple of days of texting, and I thought, he's fun, and he seemed to have a sense of humor, and I was always intrigued because I have some real estate stuff that I manage, and so he said he was in real estate, so I'm always intrigued to learn one more aspect. Like today I was talking to a guy who is a sales director for a big banking thing for mortgage things. It's just always, to me, it's always interesting to find out another sort of piece of the puzzle in that whole arena. So I was intrigued by this guy, and so we finally had our first conversation after, like maybe a week and a half of some chatting, email, and then texting. So keep in mind, this is the first time we are speaking live on the phone. First time. And it was late. We have not met face to face. It is our first initial conversation. And I made a comment like, hey, sorry, my voice is husky. I had been filming all day and I had been speaking a lot for this other project I'm working on. And I said, I just want to acknowledge, I want to talk to you, and I'm really tired. So we're kind of bantering back and forth, and I said, so, I'm just curious, like, tell me what you do in the real estate thing. And he said, oh, well, I'm not really in the real estate thing. I work for Apple. And I was like, oh, so you help them find new locations, real estate, like that? And he's like, no, I'm do da 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 da. And so right away I'm like, oh, so he pretty much lied on his profile. And I know everybody does it, but like ding right there, I'm like, and that's very unattractive to me. Like, why would you put that? I don't know, like, I just like, okay, so if he lied about that, what else is he gonna lie about? Like, that's the first experience I have with this guy. So then we're talking, and he's like, oh, I did comedy too, blah, 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 blah. And he's trying really hard to be funny. Now, I'm a professional. I have been working at my craft for almost 10 years, been a professional actor my whole life. I'm not saying I'm freaking, you know, Richard Pryor or Wanda Sykes or Kathy Griffin, but, you know, it's like, dude, you're gonna lose, you know. So he kept, haha, you know, and I was just like, just calm down a little bit. So that was, you know, kind of strike number 2. So then he starts talking about how big his penis is, and I was just like, how big his thing was, and I was just like, oh wow, we haven't even met, and maybe you're trying to be funny and this is a joke, but as a woman, as a quality, mature woman, I don't want to hear about that the first encounter I have with you, practically. Now, I mean, I do comedy about stuff all the time, but that's a different thing, you know? So it was just a huge, huge turn off. So that was like strike 3. But I was tired and a little slow. So then we're, you know, bantering back and forth. And of course, I'm going to be polite. I'm from the South. I'm not going to be mean or emasculate him. I don't want to do that. But then the final straw, he was like, well, hey, it'd be really fun to get to know you, and we should meet in person, and you know, I'm so broke, we should have a ramen noodle party. Yeah, I could bring ramen noodles over to your place. Yeah, we could have a ramen noodle party. And again, I don't know if he was kidding. I hope for his sake he was kidding. And again, I am not a gold digger. I'm really into making my own thing. But to have a guy lead the conversation with a lie, talking about how big his thing was, trying to be one-upping me with comedy, and then laughing about how broke he was. I mean, it was just like, and here's the gift, right? Like, in the past, I would have just been like, whatever, and just deleted him and gone about my day, you know, 5 or 10 years ago. So he was still, you know, into me, and finally I waited till I had a little bit of rest, and then I just said, you know, I don't think we're a good fit, and he wanted to know why, and so I said, well, are you open for coaching? And he said, yes, it would help, and he took it. Now, I don't know if he's going to totally incorporate everything, but I felt like I was able to contribute to him and hopefully help him in his journey. I mean, who knows, maybe he'll become a client. I don't know. But great, great lessons, and I am not belittling him. I am not making fun of him. We are all on our journeys. I only share this experience so that you can make sure you don't do the same thing. So I know that was a little long-winded. Please, please, please come say hi. Come sign up for GetTheGirlOfYourDreams.com. I have a Facebook fan page, Elaine Davis. I love helping guys just like you. Come say hi. We're going to have so much fun. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we'll talk soon.